Welcome back to AWS with a beer again, and to Domain 5, the final domain of the AWS Certified AI Practitioner. Domain 5 focuses on security, compliance, and governance for AI solutions, and so I'll be covering what you need to know to meet the requirements of the 2 task statements within this domain. And you can find links to the previous 4 domains in the comments of this video below. Now, before I get started, please like and subscribe to my channel to ensure you stay connected with the latest AWS Cert content. Cheers. Okay, so starting with the first task statement, explaining methods to secure AI systems. Here you'll need to get ready to dive into the critical practices and tools needed to keep your AI projects secure and compliant. This domain isn't just about memorizing services, it's about grasping the core concepts behind how to protect your AI systems in real-world scenarios. Expect questions about key AWS services like identity and access management, roles, policies, and permissions. You'll need to know how they fit into the larger picture of access control and how encryption plays a role in safeguarding data. You might encounter scenarios where you're asked which service helps automatically discover and protect sensitive data. Hint, it's Amazon Macy. Or how AWS Private Link ensures private communication between services. But security isn't just about locking things down. It's also about doing so intelligently. Think about data lineage and documenting data origins. What steps can you take to ensure that the AI models you build have a clear, auditable trail? Here's where topics like data cataloging and SageMaker model cards come into play. These concepts are important because they relate to ensuring trust and accountability in AI models, especially when regulations require it. The exam may also challenge your understanding of best practices for data engineering in AI, like how to assess data quality and implement privacy-enhancing technologies. You'll be expected to know how to manage data access controls and ensure data integrity, especially in situations where multiple stakeholders are involved. Now, security and privacy considerations get deeper when you factor in real-world threats. Be ready for questions that explore application security, vulnerability management, and infrastructure protection. You might have to identify techniques to protect against prompt injection attacks, or explain when to use encryption at rest versus encryption in transit. So in summary, Domain 5 is where the technical meets the practical. You'll be tested on your knowledge of AWS security services and features, but also on how to apply them in situations where both compliance and governance is key. Get hands-on if you can, and prepare to think about AI security not just as a concept, but as a crucial part of building responsible, compliant, and resilient AI systems. Now, the second task statement is all about recognizing governance and compliance regulations for AI systems. AI has some serious governance and compliance to follow, and that's what you'll need to understand. Let's start with the regulatory compliance standards. Imagine ISO, or International Organization for Standardization, as the wise old mentor in a movie, setting standards that everyone must respect. Then there's SOC, System and Organization Controls, which is like the vigilant guardian, making sure organizations play fair. And don't forget about algorithm accountability laws, the rulebook that ensures AI systems behave ethically and responsibly. On the exam, you'll probably come across scenarios where a fictional company must adhere to these standards while deploying their AI models. You'll need to identify which standards applies, where, and how to navigate these murky waters. Now let's talk tools. AWS is your toolbox, and it's packed with governance gadgets. You'll need to know how AWS Config, Amazon Inspector, and AWS Audit Manager help you keep everything in check. Picture AWS Artifact as your personal compliance librarian and AWS CloudTrail as the detective tracking every move. AWS Trusted Advisor, think of it as your AI compliance coach, giving you tips on staying secure and within the rules. Expect questions that challenge you to choose the right service for specific compliance needs, like ensuring data residency or monitoring changes in your AI environment. But governance isn't just about tools, it's also about the playbook, your data governance strategies. From understanding the lifecycle of data, so when to store, when to delete, logging activities like Sherlock Holmes on a case, ensuring data stays in the right geographical region, data residency, and keeping a close eye on it all with monitoring and observation techniques. You might face exam questions about designing a data strategy that balances security with accessibility. or managing data retention to comply with regulations while optimizing costs. And then finally, there's the question of following the governance protocols, the how of keeping things compliant. Imagine you're managing a team of AI specialists and you need to lay down the law with policies, review cadences, such as how often you check up on things, and governance frameworks like the Generative AI Security Scoping Matrix. The exam may throw scenarios at you that require understanding these frameworks or implementing transparency standards. You might need to plan out how to train your team on compliance or select the correct governance model for a specific AI deployment. So get ready to deep dive into governance and compliance, because the exam will test whether you know your way around both the rules and the tools of AWS. Remember, you're not just a builder of AI, you're its lawful protector in the cloud. So that's it for Domain 5, and if you want to review the previous 4 domains, please take a look at the pinned comment on this video where you will find the links to all of them. I wish you the best of luck with the exam, and I'd love to hear how you got on and if you have any hints and tips of your own. Cheers.